through the misty fells, where the lake winds cry, with a map in hand and a twinkle in his eye. The hills echo steps of a wandering soul. A silver fox grins as he reaches his goal.
Morning, mate. Good morning, guys. We're back out in the mountains again today. After an awful day weather-wise yesterday. It's kind of cleared up this morning, so we're parked at the main car park that people use for seeing the jets on the Mach Loop. So we might see some of them on the way down today, fingers crossed. So we're tackling the northern ridge today of Cadair Idris, taking in 3 hills. Bear with my pronunciation. So we've got Gau Graig is the first one, then we've got Mynnydd, Gwerngraig, apologies to any Welsh viewers, and then we've got Mynnydd Moel. The highest one is over 800 metres, but the clouds are low at the moment, so hopefully we'll get some views. We've certainly got some views now. So yeah, so if the jets were to come, they'd come down here and they'd come down that valley before hanging a left down the Corris Valley. But anyway, so we'll get cracking. It's a bit of a steep pull up for this first bit. We start about 250-300 metres and we're going to just over about 850, I think. So we've got a bit of a head start on the ascent, but I'll bring you back in a bit. Okay, that's us a bit higher up. As you can see, we've got fantastic views to Tal-y-Llyn behind us. So yeah, so our first ascent is Gau Graig, which I'm looking at. It's in the cloud at the moment, hopefully that'll lift. But first, we've got to go over this little stile to the right hand side of the fence. And then keep following this fence line all the way up, really. So let's bring you back when we're a little bit further up. Whoa, that looks a bit dicey. Very dicey. It wasn't too bad. That first run's quite sturdy, first run on the ladder, so not too bad. Right, now we're seeing more of where we're heading today. So this is the kind of northern end of the Cadair Idris range. We were at the midpoint the other day when we did Cadair. So guys, if anybody has seen any footage on YouTube of the low level jets in the Mach Loop, that ridge just behind me there, that's where a lot of it is taken from. They get a great vantage point there, looking a lot of the time looking down on the jets rather than up at them. But yeah, so that's where we are. So that's called Cad West, and we've come up Cad East. So they do take footage from both, but a lot of it is over on Cad West. And we parked in the Cad East car park, I believe. So yeah, so we're about half an hour in. We've gained probably about another 150, 200 metres of ascent. So we've got a short climb at some point through the crags. And then once we get onto the ridge, it's a gentle ascent to the highest point of where we're going this morning, which is Mynnydd Moel. It's a warm morning. I've had to delayer already. Really warm, and it's really still where I am now. So hopefully it's like that on the top. All right guys, this is where we start our little steep section for a bit through the crags. It's still looking cloudy up there, but fingers crossed by the time we get up there it's clear. Well, for 6 in the morning, this is a steep old pull and a real lung burner. But is it worth it? All right, it's worth it. That's why we do it, everyone. That's why we do it. So we're starting to pick our way through the crags. It's getting a little bit scrambly at the moment, just up here. So I've put the poles away, just so I can have 4 points of contact as we get up this little section. So that wasn't too bad, to be honest. Didn't really need to put the poles away, but we did. So I have a feeling, we're at 600 metres now, I have a feeling very shortly we're going to get into the cloud. So I'll give you this view, if it's just in case it's the last view we see for the morning until we get back down to this level. But you can see down there the road, the main pass, and the car park where we're in is just over that little mound. Okay guys, that's as promised, we're in the cloud. As you get to follow this fence line up, you'll see this path, faint trod, that branches off to the right. We follow that and reliably informed that is the summit, so we'll catch you when we're there. So here we are, the summit of Gau Graig, and it's got a spectacular cairn. 683 metres. 1, 2, 3, and I've been beaten to it by Mr. Slug. Oh, and someone's glove. Tell you what, mate, I'll take that back with me, shall I? Okay, so that's us leaving the summit of Gau Graig. Now on to our next hill of the morning, Mynydd Gwerngraig. It's not much of an ascent or descent, it's just a amble along the ridge now. There's not much to see, so I'll bring you back when we get to the summit and see if there's a cairn there. So that's us over the stile. My OS map says the path going this side of the fence, so that's what we're going to stick to, rightly or wrongly. Probably find we have to jump it at some point. But as long as we keep that fence line just to our right hand side, we keep it visible, we can't go wrong, because we're following this fence line now pretty much all the way up past our second hill and to our final one of Mynnydd Moel. But yeah, proper clagged in this morning. And just like that, we have a view open up in front of us from nowhere. So I'm assuming that's our second summit at Mynnydd Gwerngraig. Again, apologies for the butchering of the actual proper Welsh pronunciation. But yeah, let's get cracking. And there you go, it's on its way, it's going again. Going, gone. Right guys, I think this is the summit of Mynydd Gwerngraig. According to Hillbagging, there's no actual summit feature, it's just a knoll. So I have a feeling it's here. I've got it marked here on the West maps. I just saw a brief glimpse of something that looks a bit higher further on, so we'll have a look, but we're certainly in the right place anyway. But with no summit cairn or anything like that, it's always very difficult to tell whether you're actually at the summit or not. See, we're starting to get a few views now. The clouds kind of coming and going. Down below me is a small llyn called Tal-y-Llyn I, so we'll give you a glimpse of that. Wood, but typically it's gone again. Hopefully we'll get a view further up. I have a feeling that might be the summit up there that I've just pointed to of Mynydd Gwerngraig, which is a deleted Nuttall, so I don't know what it did to Mr. Nuttall for him to want to delete it, but there you go. So we'll carry on. We've got some views that way as well now, down into the valley. So yeah, let's carry on. Hi guys, yeah, I think this is it. It's described on Hillbagging as a small grassy knoll. This just up here is a grassy knoll, so it's windy up there, so you won't hear me when I get to the top, so I'm going to talk to you here. We'll show you topping out at Mynydd Gwerngraig at 686 metres, and it's a deleted Nuttall, as I said. So let's go and get to the top and see if there's anything to see. Some views. There's Tal-y-Llyn down there. Alright guys, that's us over this ladder stile now, following the path directly to our third and final hill of the day, Mynydd Moel. So it shouldn't be too long until we get there now. I'd say about 20 minutes maybe. I don't think we're going to see much, but you never know. Things can change very quickly in the mountains. Yes guys, these all look changing. Fingers crossed. We've even got a bit of sunshine ahead. Okay, this is us on the final push to the summit of Mynydd Moel. Looks like we picked up a line of cairns now, which will hopefully guide us all the way to the top. Another 80 metres of ascent to do. Okay guys, here we are, summit of Mynydd Moel, 863 metres, and it's a Hewitt and a Nuttall. And it's got a great cairn. It looks like it's got a shelter, so we're going to go in there, have a bite to eat and something to drink. First and foremost, I bet the views here are brilliant. Unfortunately, jack shit this morning. If I get the wonder, might not be able to see what's down there. That looks sheer. I'm sure it is because I can see it is on the map. Anyway, so ordinarily we should be able to see all the way along that ridge to where we were 2 adventures ago on Cadair. We can see absolutely nothing today, so I've hung around for about 10-15 minutes. It doesn't look like it's going to shift, so we're just going to head off back down the way we came. It's taken just under 2 hours to get up here, so I'm sure it'll be about 2 hours to get back. I won't bring you back unless there are any views open up, and I'll bring you back a bit further down, hopefully when we're below this level of cloud. So we'll see you in a bit further on down. Hopefully we've got something to look at other than the inside of clouds. Right, that's us down off Mynydd Moel. I'm just coming to the end of this scree path. I actually deployed the poles coming down here. It's quite loose, so it just gives you a bit of extra stability, but we're kind of getting back down to a level where we're actually starting to see things. That's Mynnydd Gwerngraig that we were on earlier, and we can see views back down into the valley now. So I didn't see any views from the mountains. Fingers crossed when we get a bit lower, we might see some views of some fast jets. You never know, they can come at any time, so we might get lucky. There you go guys, typical. As we get down, it clears. We'd have hung around for another 20 minutes, 25 minutes. We'd have seen all that from the top. But this is Mynnydd Gwerngraig again. I'll get to the top and I'll show you the Llyn I. It's down there that we couldn't see before. Look at that. Absolutely magnificent. So there we go guys, Llyn I. Absolutely fantastic. There's a cloud wisping over the ridge that we're going back down. It's really starting to brighten up over towards the west. Always being watched. The mountain's very own CCTV. Alright guys, it's really starting to clear now. So now we can see over to our first hill of the day, Gau Graig. So basically we're going up to that ridge line and then we're dropping down back the way we came back to the car. But yeah, it's really starting to clear now. So guys, we now have a clear Mynnydd Moel summit. but problem is you never to know. You could have stayed up there for another hour and it wouldn't have cleared. But one thing's for certain, that lump there ain't going anywhere for a while, and we're back here next year. So fingers crossed we get up there and we get to see those fantastic views over towards the west and over towards the true summit of Cadair Idris, Cadair. So yeah, such a shame, but there you go. But at least we get to see it. At least we get to see some views on the way down. Fantastic. So guys, as an added bonus, as we got to see nothing from the first summit of the day, Gau Graig, as it's now cleared and we have to come back past it, and I thought I'd bring you back and we'll see what the views from this summit has to offer. It's been a cracking walk, absolutely cracking. It's probably going to be about 6 miles by the time we get back to the car. Yeah, I don't know what this was. Maybe this was, is it a wall or is it a fort? I don't know. Couldn't see much when we came before, could we? So let's have a look what Gau Graig has to offer. Oh yes, fantastic. Look at that. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. If only we could see that view earlier. But hey, we've got it now. Fantastic. Alright guys, I'm at the top of the crags now where the path starts to get a bit steep, so maximum concentration here. That's where we're going. You can see the car park way down in the distance. It's busy now. So yeah. So I'm going to get down to the bottom of here and I'll bring you back to do to close out and say cheerio. Maximum concentration required now. So we've come from up there and we've just got this one final little tricky, probably about 10 meters, just to finish off, and then it's an easy walk along. I put the poles away because sometimes poles are a brilliant help, but in these situations sometimes they can be a bit of a hindrance. So I put the poles away while we get down here, and then it's just a walk along that track there, along the fence line, up and over that hill and down to the car. Alright guys, that's me down through the crags that you can see behind me and onto the easy path now back down to the car. So I think I'm going to sign off here before I get to the busy section where all the people are there waiting for the jets to come through. Don't want to be doing any filming in front of them. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this adventure. This may be the last one of the Wales trip because the forecast isn't looking the best for the next couple of mornings, so I might not be able to get out, but I really do hope you've enjoyed them all, and make sure if you have enjoyed them, make sure you stick around and subscribe to the channel and see more adventures like this. So all the best guys, take care.